Good evening. Welcome to Shine a Light once again with yours truly, Kenitha McCartney. Well, I know most of you already knocked off in the home, relaxing, chilling, but tonight we are going to talk about entrepreneurship and fashion. Tonight we have in studios none other than Alana. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Alana McCarter Williams. And she's actually the business owner of actually three companies. She's also a stylist. And she's gonna have so much insight for us tonight on this show about making a simple outfit go from blah to fabulous. Since we are in for a treat, I know normally when you see most celebrities on the red carpet and you see them at premieres and videos and stuff like that, you look at them, you be like, you know what? Her style is so unique. Like she's so fabulous. But it's actually persons like who I'm interviewing now that is actually responsible for taking care of these high clientele to make sure that they're always on point. So, Saints, I'm telling you, you are in for a treat tonight. And we're just going to give her a few minutes so that she can log on. Is she on us yet?
Can you see me?
Hi, welcome, 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 welcome.
Hi.
Welcome
Hello,
to
can
Shine
you
the
hear me?
Light.
I'm so excited to be a part. I can't even begin to express my excitement and my gratefulness and my thankfulness. I'm just so excited. God is so amazing.
Yes, so what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to introduce yourself to the Shine the Light audience so our local viewers and our international viewers to get an understanding of who you are.
Okay, well, hi. Okay, let me get my phone together because I wanted to record this because my Instagram following, they wanted to be a part. So I
Oh,
told them that
that's
your
excellent.
show is
That's
coming.
fabulous.
So let's see. Okay, let me move this MacBook here. Let's see. I think that's not good how I got this. They're just gonna have to watch the save video. That's what I'm gonna do. But okay, so hi everybody. I'm Alana McCarter Williams. I'm from North Carolina and I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I currently work in ministry full time with my parents. My dad pastors a really thriving church here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where I live. It's called the Greater Church of Winston-Salem, and that's where I got my foundation and my excitement because everyone in my family are pastors. So the lineage of pastors and ministry starts all the way with my great, great grandparents. So they were pastors, and so everyone in my family are pastors, and so I had the awesome opportunity of attending undergraduate college here in North Carolina, got my master's, and I'm going to pursue my terminal degree. I just haven't started yet because I've been so busy building business. So I started as an educator in the what's considered corporate career field. And so I was a teacher for a while and I really liked it, learned a lot, but I knew that the calling on my life was to be in ministry full time. And so I prayed, fasted for years and was like, Daddy, are you ever going to hire me? Are you ever going to hire me? He was like, no, you're not ready. And I just never could understand about, why he kept rejecting me and, just making me wait and have patience. But little did I know the perfect work of patience was being developed. And so from there, he finally hired me in the year of 2013. Well, I started the end of 2013 to 2014. So been working full time with him, learning so much about ministry. But I knew that my place in ministry was super valuable, but I knew that the Lord had placed a huge desire for me to be an entrepreneur and to begin having businesses in the marketplace that represent the kingdom, but through my ownership. So that's where my company started coming from. I have traveled the world touring with big time influential, I don't like to say big time, with influential persons that's offered me the opportunity to produce a great network. And I'm still learning and loving life. I recently got married November 17th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's been a wonderful journey. I'm 7 months in this thing and it's great. My husband is amazing and he was God sent because he lets me do all of me without making me stop and making me feel like I have to, be like this little voice. No, he's like, come on, that's why he married me, because I am so bossy. Yeah,
Excellent.
it's a good
So,
introduction.
you go ahead. No, so what is it like working in ministry full time?
Oh, it's so fun. I think what I love most about working in ministry full time is that it's an indicator that God trusts you with the
Mm-hmm.
responsibility to serve His kingdom through your
Mm-hmm.
work ethic. And so, but what I love most is being able to work with my dad. Like, it's such a joy because it's like I get to look at my dad. He's my pastor and my bishop,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's my boss, and then he's my dad. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it has taught me so much being under his tutelage and his leadership in those different dimensions. But it's so fun because you get to see that working in ministry is just like working a full time operation. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be in order. You cannot be slack. And like honestly, it's so honorable just to know that I'm able to say I work full time ministry. Like that is amazing. No, I don't travel and preach as much as I probably could, but I'm getting there. Um, but I love the fact that being in a ministry setting is very peaceful in my mind. Of course, it has its
Ups
ups
and
and
downs.
downs because it is a place that serves people, and we all
Mm-hmm.
know that working with
Dealing with people is
people.
not easy.
Okay, so except in the church, they don't remember that if they offend you, that you still need to process getting over the offense. They
Mm-hmm.
expect that because it's the church, you are offense free and you don't have to deal or be accountable for your lack
Mm-hmm.
thereof. And so, honestly, working in ministry has developed me for the character for what it is to do and own businesses because I've worked in church. Like everybody's like, well, how did you learn all this? Working in church? How did you know how to connect? Working in church, watching my mom host international women's conferences and bring, influential people in the atmosphere taught me how to do events, operations, financial budgets, meet deadlines, and then just being a part of them has taught me excellence. And so I was the first generation college graduate in my family, and then also first generation to get another degree. And so it was really important for me to have what's considered the secular education, but to be able to bring it into the kingdom to show you that even if God sends you out into the field, everything that He gives you and places on the inside of you is for the use of His kingdom, no matter where you are. It's for God's kingdom. So I love it. It's really
Yeah.
amazing.
See, well, Miss Williams, well, I know that, I mean, not the viewers, most of the viewers are not aware, I'm not sure, but I know that you are the CEO of 3 companies. So we're going to go into the first one. And the first one is Entrepreneur Society for Women, Purpose and Polish. Like, what is Entrepreneur Society for Women all about?
Okay, so that was birthed 2 years ago. I was sitting on my bed and I was having like a really difficult time with just understanding my purpose and feeling like I had the correct support that I needed to be, influential because you need a strong tribe when you're a strong woman. Like you need a woman
Mm-hmm.
that you need women around you that's gonna make you, be like, you can do this. It doesn't matter if you have this many followers or you don't, or if you have this amount of resources. Sometimes you just need a support group. And so one day I posted a status on Facebook and was like, okay, I'm going to host a brunch where we just going to come talk about business. And so I invited a group of women. At that time, it was called Boss Up. So before it was turned into Purpose and Polish, it was just Boss Up because that was like what the Lord had given me at that moment was, Alana, you got to stop making excuses. You just need to boss up. Like you got to quit talking about what you're going to do. You just need to boss up and do it. And so I had started, did my first brunch. It was incredible. Had local speakers come, and expose their businesses. And then I had persons who had never spoke, never done any of that. And to see what they're doing now based off of the seed that I sowed in their, through my vision, it's amazing. And so moving forward, had another event, it was great. Another event, it was great. And I get asked all the time, do you do business coaching? Do you do goal setting? Do you do, all kinds of stuff? And so as I was doing that, the Lord was like, you need to rebrand and relaunch this. And it needs to be called Purpose and Polish because I think that we do ourselves a disservice by not not being in our purpose and being polished women. Sometimes we let social media make us feel that we have to adjust or assimilate to a climate of culture that's not a part of us. Like, I wanted to have a group of women where you don't have to take your clothes on and off. Excuse me for 1 second. This mom is really, for real, because it's really loud. It's not quiet. It's not. So, okay. But it was like, I wanted to get to a culture where you didn't have to feel like you had to be, for lack of better words, naked to have influence, or that you didn't have to wear certain things or be a part of a certain mix to be fulfilling purpose. So I wanted a group of women who were polished, who were like yourself, who knew what they were called to do, who knew what they were supposed to do, but even if they didn't know what they were supposed to do, they had an outlet to be encouraged and motivated and inspired to know that what they were assigned here on earth to do is very important, but they can do it in a way that carries out, class, character, and that they're really polished in what they do.
What that program, I think what you're doing is so powerful because so many persons in the body of Christ are in a place where they're trying to find out their purpose in Christ. They're trying to find out who they are. And it's like the fourth generation is so secretive with the wisdom and with the knowledge and insight that God has given them because, they went ahead of us. And I so much applaud you for what you are doing because it's not easy for the generation who is here now because the forefathers who went before us, they're not so open with the wisdom to guide this generation. They feel as if they're going to be replaced or they feel as if it's going to, I can't even describe it, but
it's a lack of true self-confidence and really understanding what God, I love to tell people this, especially the young women that I mentor or women at large that I get to share my story with and really help. What God has for you is for you. And no person can take that from you because it was ordained and assigned by God with your name on it. It's custom for you. So even if another woman has another organization or another woman has a hair company like I have, or it's tons of women who have boutiques. The beauty is that they're not me, and that we might be in the same flavor, but we don't have the same ingredients. So we're not going to do it.
That's right.
So I thought that it was just better to share the resources instead of saying, let me hold all this to myself. I'm always putting people on, always sharing, always telling people, oh, well, down to my makeup artist. This is my makeup artist. Make sure you get her. This who did my photos. Make sure you book her. This who did my website. Call her. This who does my hair. This who does my nails. Like, I'm always plugging somebody in their purpose because when you share their information, you just make yourself more, more viable for God to expose you to greater persons and more people because you're indicating to the Lord that, hey, I'm not afraid to share what you share with me because that's what God is doing. When the Lord exposes you the more, it's because he trusts you. So it's like, why not share? So that's what it's all about. And I mean, it gets hard. It gets really hard at times. I mean, there's plenty of days I want to give up, but I'm sure that's a question coming. But yeah, so I don't want to jump ahead.
So, we are well aware that you also have an eyelash extension and a hair company. You want to talk about that also?
Well, these are some of my lashes. So I had embarked upon selling hair extensions because I just love hair. I love hair. I love hair. I love hair. And so I had started my hair extension company. I was actually a working partner with someone else at the time. It was great, good, solid foundation, but it was a transition. It just wasn't meant for me to be a part of the partnership for my business. And so I think that's so key for anyone who's like getting ready to start business. Know what you're getting yourself into with the persons that you're getting yourself into it with. Because what you see about a person, they're gonna bring that into the business regardless, because that's who they are. So they cannot escape that. And so I started selling hair because everybody's asking me all the time, where you get your hair extensions from? Where you get your hair extensions from? And I was like, let me stop making other people money and let me start turning that and making it, make money for me. And so it has been so fun. My hair company will be 2 years old next year. It's just now a year old. It has done amazing. It's still doing amazing. We're about to introduce a whole new program to help women who are interested in selling hair extensions and eyelash extensions. We're about to help them launch their business. Like when they sign up to launch their business with me, they're gonna be able to have their website set up, trusted vendors in the hair market, among many other things. But it's just been great because I love seeing women feel good about themselves, and when they get those hair extensions, they go to another level. And don't let them get some eyelashes on, honey. They think that they can rule the world, okay?
Oh, we are also aware that you have Soul Chick Factory. You know, it's a clothing store.
It
So you
is.
want to talk about that? You
Yes.
also do
So
styling.
Soul Chic Factory was birthed literally in April of this year. For so many years, I have gotten so many compliments and inquiries about my fashion sense. Where do I shop? What do I do? And so, um, about I think it was like 6 years ago, I had the opportunity a long time ago to style with the now well-renowned stylist Jason Boland. Like everyone knows Jay Boland, but I had the opportunity to work with him at the Stellars. And so I liked it, but I was like, okay, maybe styling isn't my thing, but I still like the fact of being able to provide clothing for the image. So then from there, my good friend and big sister Gugu Atkins, who is Mary's sister, I was able just to talk to her more about learning more about fashion and working some things with her, just learning some things. And she even was like, you have a fashion sense. Now she's one celebrity that I love that she's never afraid to share her expansive network with you if she knows you personally. Like she is absolutely amazing. And so that was years ago, but I was like, nope, still not ready because I knew I didn't want to have a boutique just to be having one. And I also didn't want to have a boutique because I'm what's considered a curvy plus size girl. So I was like, well, how am I have a boutique and I can't even wear the clothes that I really would get in the boutique? But that's honestly where a lot of the passion came because a lot of curvy women were so inspired by my ability to take fashion risks and have confidence in my body type and my body size. And so while I love being a full figure woman, of course, it's not where I want to stay. But I was like, let me start helping these women. So I started doing a little bit of research here and there. So I researched, vendors and everything for about 2.5 years because with social media, everybody can start anything. So the ability to have authenticity and originality is kind of slim. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I heard God so that I wouldn't just be repeating the same thing that someone else could do in the boutique or fashion arena. So in April, I was like, okay, I'm going to order some sample pieces. So I ordered 5 sample pieces for the boutique, and those sample pieces sold out in 35 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay, wait, I'm on to something. So then I had to start doing more research. So I filed with our state to get my articles of organization filed as a reputable business and registered as a form of a company entity here. And that happened in 7 days. So I knew that was God. I mean, it was error free. And so then from there, here we are in July. I now have a store that I'm working on. It's actually like being remodeled every day. We're getting the pieces together because it's going to be a showroom. And I have people all the time. Can you get me? Will you get me? Can you style me? So it's turning into so much more, which is what I believe the Lord does for you when you are where you're supposed to be. The Lord will allow one resource to become a multitude of resources in the purpose that it is. So I absolutely eat, sleep, and breathe my boutique. That's actually I can't even explain. Like I wake up and I'm looking at clothes. My husband is like, "You always looking at clothes," and he's so tired. He's so tired of opening boxes because I get packages like every day. He's like, "Here go another one." So now he got the routine. He open it up, take it out for me, and he break the box down, and here we are. So, but I love it. I love it. And my grand opening is scheduled for September 2017. So wait, is this 2018? September
18.
2018.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's scheduled for September 2018. If all goes well and we get this flooring done the way I want it and it looks the way I want it, then I will be doing my grand opening for September 2018. But A lot of it, the boutique is just about really giving confidence to women that, giving them the opportunity to feel good about themselves. And the feedback has been immaculate. So those are my companies. Whew, thank you, Jesus.
So, for the viewers and somebody that's watching right now, they're realizing their significance in whatever arena or area it may be, but they don't know how to start. Like, what advice would you give to a viewer that is watching now and wants to start their company? Like, what advice would you give to them?
Get started. That's the best advice. As entrepreneurs and persons, women and men, who have big ideas, but we live in reality. When we were at Global United Fellowship Gathering last week under the, auspicious leadership of Bishop Neil Ellis, he talked, Devon Franklin was one of the guest preachers, and he said, we teach faith, but we live in fear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so simplistic, but yet so rich. We are taught to have faith in everything that we do, but we live in fear every day of our lives. We're like, oh no, I can't do that because this person might not agree with me. Or, oh no, I'm not going to step out because I don't have enough money. Oh no, let me tell you something. I have been building this business from fund to fund because it's not as easy as it looks, but it's because I'm graced to do it. So to the person that wants to start, get started. What you waiting for? Because every day is going to pass by and you're going to be waking up 30 days later still in the same position. Wishing, saying that you should have, you could have, you would have. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? Like, if you don't believe that you can do it, no one else is going to believe in you. So it doesn't even matter. So my best advice would be, first, believe in yourself and get started. And this is what I love. Do something different. To get something you never had, you got to do something you never done. And you won't know until you actually do it. And I think that's the best thing that I can tell. And for real, don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's journey. And it's never too late to start. It does not matter if you've been contemplating the idea for 3 years. Well, guess what? It might take you 30 solid minutes to get ready. So get ready and do it. Honestly, if I wouldn't have stepped out and been the person that I am, then how would I be able to be featured on Shine Light right now?
Excellent.
I
You
didn't
are
step
so
out and
right.
do it. So, you just never know where God is going to take you, but it's all about trusting the Lord and trusting what He's put on the inside of you. And if I'm not a cliche girl, but truly, if it's God's will, then it is His will, period. So that means if God gave you the idea, He's going to make sure that you are able to fund the idea. But
you hear that, viewers? No, I'm just saying, like, viewers, you hear that? Like, the biggest thing she say is getting started. It's not about where you at. It's not about having a big startup. You know what she's saying? She's saying is right where you at with what you have. The key thing is getting started.
Getting started. And honestly, too, changing your mindset and understanding that you have to work every day to change who you are. Because I just posted it earlier today. You can't take unfruitful habits into a new season. Like, if I knew that for instance, I love to use myself when I'm interviewing or anything. Like, I'm a person that has to always work on being on time and following through. Those are my two weaker points that I have to personally work on to develop all the time. To be on time and to follow through until the end. And so it takes intentional mindset all the time to say, hey, this is not going to just happen. Faith without works is dead. So let me work and let me do what I need to do.
Excellent. Well, I know, like with anybody, and like with anything successful in life, it comes with challenges, it comes with ups and downs. And my question for you is, what challenges did you face with the 3 companies that you now own? What challenges have you faced, and how have you overcome them?
Let's see.
Too much to count.
Okay, this is how I knew that I love God for real when I became a Of course, the first initial challenge I would definitely say for me, my journey is my journey. It's just having the funding, like the resources to really produce the vision of what God was giving me. So it was for me, the obstacle then was continuing to trust God to provide. So, it's like, hey, you started, but are you going to continue to trust? Because it's easy to start the journey, but the consistency and the courage is to endure in the journey. So it would be that part. Also, redefining my village of support and my friendships. Like, when you are in business for yourself, it's fortunate yet very unfortunate. You're going to have to cut some people out your life, everybody, inclusive of family members. Everybody can't. That's not my testimony with family, thank you, Jesus. But for those who might be viewing and you have a beautiful idea and a wonderful vision, but your family members aren't supportive or your friends aren't supportive, it's because they can't see the lens of God on your life because they don't have the right viewpoint of who you are. And so because of that, you have to get around people that can see what you see for yourself, and that comes with stepping out and taking the risk day to day. I'm very moved by having a supportive tribe, and I'm also very moved by growing from women who are doing a little more than me. I'm not intimidated by that. I'm not. Like, I love to see women who making more money, making more moves, have more influence, because it motivates me. Like, woo! I mean, it lights the fire under me. Like, girl, you're not doing enough. Come on. It doesn't make me want what they have. It just makes me admire how they do it.
So my another question for you is based on the same thing that I asked you. How have you overcome discouragement and feeling stuck in your businesses?
Daily affirmations and devotion in my relationship with Christ. It's honestly, it's like a circle. Jesus, support system, cry it out. Jesus, support system, rejoice, cry it out again. Because there's going to come times in the journey where you're going to feel like you're going to give up. Literally on Saturday, I laughed. I had the biggest meltdown of my life. Like, I was sitting on my bed like, I'm just not producing anything. Like, I can't do this. I don't have the money. Like, I'm not the size that I want to be. Like, my hair isn't the way I want. My teeth don't look, just everything. Crying about everything. But the reality is sometimes you need those moments of transparency and breakdown. Break down. Let it out. Like, let them barriers fall, because honestly, when you get overwhelmed, it's a reassessment tool to let you know that you are trying to do too much and you're not allowing God to lead you, and you're not sticking to your foundation. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm a business guru, but I will say that I've had some really optimal success, and I know it's because I've been prepared and I've been intentional. And my overcoming is not giving up. When I feel like I want to quit and say, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not ordering nobody's clothes no more. I'm not selling one more bundle or a lash, and I'm definitely not encouraging another woman in business because I'm not even ready. So it's after I have those real moments, and then I say, woo, I pick myself up, wipe my tears first, then I'm able to pray for myself, but then I'm able to go to an environment that supports, what I'm called to do. Because the bigger thing is, you can't overcome if you're not a part of an overcoming circle. Because yes,
I so agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, defeat only produces defeat, but victory produces victory.
No, I so understand what you're saying. I mean, because I can understand those times when you get down and out, and you know that God has given you a vision, and you're like, hold on, like the affirmation just doesn't seem to be flowing with what God He has called you to do. You know, like what my husband does, he encourages me and he affirms me, and he'd be like, you know what, I did my part. Now, if you're still discouraged, you need to find your prayer closet.
Absolutely, and to being real and not making people always think that you have it all the way together. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you don't deal with yourself, you take you to somebody else, and they can't fix you because they're not your guy. Like, even since I've been married, there's been times I came to my husband like, fix me, like just fix me. He can't do that. That's something that only me and God can do. Like, and so here I come creating the shit in my home with him because I'm taking out that I need to fix me. You know what I'm saying? Or I go out by my parents, like, why y'all not helping me? Like, Daddy, why you not funding my dreams? You know, it's all about getting yourself in work, you know? So definitely to whoever's viewing, don't give up, don't quit, and work on yourself and deal with you. Like, don't bring them issues into your purpose because it's only going to defeat you. It's a distraction to keep you in the same place, to keep you in the same position, to keep you in the same posture. But you talking about you want more. You ain't gonna never have. You aren't ever gonna have more if you keep doing the same thing. You're just not gonna have it. It doesn't work that way.
So what do you think is key? You know, because what I have found in whatever vision that God has given somebody, it's always a new strategy that God would give you to keep the vision going. Like, what have you found? What is key where you have sought out strategies? Is it your prayer closet or is it research?
It's the prayer closet. I mean, it's the late in the midnight hour. And but you know what? Beyond that, it's my seed sowing and my tithing and my covenant connection with my ministry. You know, it's all of those factors. It's not just one thing. It's a component of all things that indicate one thing, and that's that I love Jesus Christ and that I serve Him faithfully. But I would say what really works for a more natural perspective, so people can just really hear without it being misunderstood. Don't compare my journey to anyone else's because they're not me and I'm not them. And how their life is, my life is not set up that way. How their purpose is, that's not my purpose. How their marriage is, that's not my marriage. How their business is, that's not my business. How her models look, that's not how my models are gonna look. How her clothes look, that's not how my clothes are gonna look. You know, how she speaks, that's not how I'm gonna speak because that's not what I'm called to do. So it's really just releasing that comparison and then feeling that need to be validated by people. Like, don't, you know, learning that I don't have to have this person to validate what God has told me about my life. But if I go seeking that validation from them, then I realize that I'm going to neglect and negate what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm so distracted because I'm sitting here trying to be a part of something that honestly my character is not even ready to handle yet. See, a lot of times the Lord won't expose us to more because we're not ready. So like literally, if I mean you have to be real with yourself, right? I'll be so real. I'm like, okay, if a millionaire came to me right now and said, I need you to fulfill 1,000 orders on one item, could I do it right now? Sure, I could, but it wouldn't be excellent. So it takes me realizing and being real with myself to say, hey, that's not my season. So let me stay where I am right now in my lane and not want their lane over here. Because this lane right here is going to make me be and do who I'm supposed to be. So yeah, definitely just not comparing myself and staying in my own lane. So that's what they need to do. Stay in your own lane. Don't compare yourself to anybody. It doesn't matter. Think about how many hairstylists there are in the world. Think about how many other people have live interview shows like you, but they never gonna have your essence. Like there's something about you that's unforgettable. So it's like if you stay in understanding that what you have is unforgettable in the lane that you're supposed to be a part of, then guess what? You're not gonna be distracted and you won't lose focus. And so that's what I had to do. I had to stop comparing myself because I was a comparison killer, honey. I would, woo. Well, her boutique looked like this, and her hair company looked like this, and her models look like this, and her women's program looked like this. Oh, I wish that they would invite me. No. Make yourself so good that they have to pay attention.
You know, that is such an excellent advice because, you know, that's what builds discouragement and depression in a lot of person because of the comparison. They keep comparing the uniqueness of how God created them and thinking that they should be like a duplicate of somebody else's.
That's right.
And if you look at any famous person, the reason why they're famous is because they're unique. They don't represent anybody else but themselves.
That's right.
I think the advice you gave just now is so powerful. Like it'll cause a lot of persons to not to walk in depression when they realize that, you know what, embrace the uniqueness how God has called you. Go ahead.
I think that's just for me, and I think that's just the realest part, is just realizing that what you have, it almost brings me to tears, and realizing that no one can be you, only you can. And what God did in his creation of who we are, like, it wasn't an error, you know. But when we try to be something that we're not supposed to be, that's when we lose ourselves. Like, when we try to look a certain way to fit, you know, a certain value that can never measure what we add, what happens is we become depressed because we feel rejected,
Yeah.
because we have put our value system in something external that doesn't determine our worth, instead of understanding that our true worth comes from Jesus and Jesus alone. And that if we know who we are in him, and that we live and we move and we have our being through him, then we become unstoppable. And that's what the enemy never wants us to remember. That's why that we have the hard times that we do have. We were never not promised that, it was never said that we wouldn't have hard times, right? And that life wouldn't deal us dirty blows. It was never told to us that we weren't gonna, you know, that, hey, did you know that you're gonna lose this friend on your journey? Or, hey, did you know that you might have death in your family, or death in general on this journey? Hey, did you know that you're not gonna have enough money? Hey, did you know that your body might be attacked? You might feel sick. You might have something that you have to deal with. Hey, did you know that your relationship was gonna be on the rocks? These are things that we didn't know, but those are the things that the enemy throws at us to get us all focused. But if we remember who we are in Jesus, and that we've already overcome the world through him, then that in itself will keep us in a peace of mind to always win and have the victory. Sorry, I got real happy there.
No, no, go right ahead. You know, and I would like to ask you, Ms. Williams, you know, you talk about networking, you talk about bowling, and you talk about go-go, and you talk about this person who you are networking, and those persons who have helped carry your talent, your gift into the next level. Like, what would be your advice to somebody who has a talent, maybe a makeup artist, maybe a stylist, maybe a photographer, and who wants to take their talent to the next level? Like, what would be your advice for them seeking out persons in order to network, in order to be mentored to go to that next level? What would be your advice?
My advice would be to study your environment and study those who you want to be mentored from, but also to understand that a mentor doesn't have to be someone that you know personally. Like, I have different forms of mentors. Like, I have one mentor, she's a big sister, and she's also another pastor's daughter here, and she's a wife, and she's been mentoring me for some time. She's what I consider my personal mentor. She mentors the spiritual side of me, like, and she keeps me accountable in that area. Then in my business, there's some women who aren't necessarily like um in the genre. For instance, one of my business mentors is not a boutique owner. She's in a whole different genre, like a whole different form of business ownership. But the principles of her success are so beneficial, they benefit my business. And
It's
so
universal. Yes.
right, it's universal. And so, but then from people that I admire and that I glean from, go to their conferences, support what they do. Like, you know, mentors that I look at from afar, they host conferences. I support them. I don't go, you know, I don't try to go just to be like, oh, I know them. Like, I never throw out people that I know, because I don't have to. I don't care about that. I'm going to learn. And when the Lord is ready for me to be presented in the inner circle for that, then it'll happen. But I've learned that mentorship is understanding support. Because, for instance, one of the leading mentors that I follow for a long time, like a women in ministry mentor, has been Dr. Arisha Hilliard. I've been listening to her teachings, her and her entire family teachings, for so long, since I was a teenager, that she's my ministry mentor. One of my other mentors, I know her, she knows me, but I don't get to call her on the phone and be like, hey girl, how you doing? And I realize that I don't need that, but she's still teaching me so much that's expanding me. So to a person that's watching, research your network. But then too, when it's time for you to meet that person, that mentor, one-on-one, always remain teachable. Like, always be teachable, always be able to be taught, always be willing to learn, and always be ready to be stretched so that you can be mentored. Because success is always evolving into mentorship, period. Like, my mentorships never stopped, but I also had to be very careful of who I allowed to, mentor me and pour into me as a business owner, because it was becoming like too many mentors would have you thinking like, okay, I got to do it this way, I got to do it that way. So pray about who imparts and instructs.
Excellent. This was such an empowering interview. And what I'd like you to do right now, Alana, is like I wanted to give you this opportunity to speak to the viewers as far as your boutique and what you have to offer and how they can connect with you and all your services.
Okay.
What I'd like to do now is take this opportunity and let them know where areas and which website and your pages they can connect with you with.
Okay. So if you're on Facebook, you can follow my boutique, So Chic Factory. It's SOCHIC Factory. And then if you want to follow my hair company, it's Pretty Lux Tresses. It's PRETTYLUXE Tresses, TRESSES. And on Facebook for my women's entrepreneur club is Boss Up. It's still under Boss Up. It's BOSSUP. And then you can always add my personal page. I haven't turned into a business page. You can just add me. It's Alana McCarter Williams. And on Instagram, it's the same. So Chic Factory, SOCHIC Pretty Lux Tresses, PRETTYLUXE And Purpose and Polished is on Instagram. The actual name, Purpose and Polished.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Like you left us with such a it was like we've been on a mini conference. You left us with a wealth of information and knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you. I'm excited for doing the business conference with you in the Bahamas soon, so I can't wait till we talk through the logistics.
Oh, yes, viewers. There is a conference, an upcoming entrepreneur conference that's going to be coming up with Alana McCarter Williams. So you guys can look out for that also. It's going to be coming up soon. So that's something that is going to happen soon also. I just want to bring her abreast of that. Like, she is not getting rid of the Bahamas. She is coming over here, guys.
Yeah, we're coming.
Stay tuned for that also.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Also, what I'd like the viewers to know, like the local viewers and those around the world, all of the stuff that is on our website, she also is able to send stuff to the Bahamas. So she pays through PayPal and local credit card. So you're also able to purchase the stuff online, and she is able to ship it.
Yes, and I'm gonna actually be sending you a gift package. I just have to get it together. I'm waiting for some more merchandise to come in. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course, girl.
So what I'd like you to do before you go, I'd like you to give your last words of encouragement to the viewers, because you encourage the audience so much today. And that's why I would like you to close out and give the viewers a last word of encouragement.
Okay. So to everyone who has watched, thank you so much for watching this awesome interview. I think the name is just so amazing. Shine Light. We were called to be lights of the world, and what you offer, no one else can do what you are called to do but you. So be encouraged, be faithful, be consistent, believe in yourself, and know that God has such a great plan for your life. He has not forgotten about you, no matter what it looks like now. I promise it's going to shift in your favor, and it's going to be even greater than it is. So stay consistent, sow good seeds so that you will never reap a contaminated harvest. It's our time, and we will go to the next level.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once again, this is Shine a Light with Kenitha McCartney.